for those who just attended the retreat, for the past few days, we've been guiding the Brahmaviharas meditation, followed by impurities of the body meditation, and past 2 days we're talking about the breath meditation. So we've been trying out the Vipassana version and also the Samatha version. Yeah, so tonight we'll see how it goes. Maybe do a bit of combination. Do a bit of combination. Some people want to do combination. Okay, so the idea of this combination is to, when the mind is calm, when we talk about the breath, stating the breath. So we wish the in and out breath well and happy until the so-called certain fabrication calm down. And once the mind is calm and stable, we switch to the inside part, which you all did last night. So we're going to think of impermanence of the in and out breathing until the mind settles again. The craving will settle again until it hit a certain point. You hit quite close to its source. I won't say total source. You keep on thinking of impermanence until you cannot cease any further. At least for your sitting, cannot cease any further. Then we call this the real stability point. Stability point of the mind. So once you hit that stability point, then we can work on the so-called the jhanas, if you can switch. Okay, so because you've tried two modes, there is the joy and the samadhi from the 7 factors of awakening, and then there's a joy and the samadhi from these jhanas, 2 different things. So the whole idea is see whether you can differentiate the 2 when we combine these both methods. Okay, so we try. But if let's say you're stuck with one, never mind. You just think of impermanence all the way, that's fine. All right? Yes. Keep labeling, yes. You wish the in and out breath well and happy. But if let's say you are already reached the so-called true stability point, when we think of impermanence, then we use impermanence all the way. Yeah. So there must be labeling. It's part of the right thought in the routine, yes.
Isn't labeling Vitakka Vichara in the second jhana always normal?
Yes, that's what we mentioned this morning. This morning's lecture. Most of the scholars will equate Vitakka and Vichara as the labeling, the investigation of the meditation object, which we clearly contradict in the Dipa Sutta. So in the Dipa Sutta, every level of jhanas, every level of concentration will have to focus on the concentration on in and out breathing. So the Vitakka and Vichara, if you really do it, is actually the thought cluttering process of the mind. It's actually in the background cluttering process. So once you release the mind from the first level to the second level, then this Vitakka and Vichara should disappear. This cluttering should disappear. Okay, so using the logic of those scholars who say that Vitakka and Vichara is the analysis, before a person enters the jhanas, right, they also have this so-called Vitakka Vichara, so-called according to the definition, the observing of this object. So the mind will come down to a stable point, and before they enter the jhanas, they are supposed to let go of what? They are supposed to so-called drop a factor, right? Agree?
5 physical senses.
5
physical senses set up.
They are supposed to drop a factor to go to another level, correct? Yeah. So if they're supposed to drop a factor, then there should be one either Vitakka or Vichara before they move on to the next level.
Then no more breath.
Okay, so the dropping of the factor is not from the suttas. The sutta is to release the mind. To release the mind. Because if you're in the so-called the jhanas, all these factors are clumped together, all the emotions are clumped together. You can't pick, which one is which one. And how do you know which one to drop to go to the next one? For example, why can't I drop joy and straight away go to happiness, go to third level? That's why, because you can't pick the jhanas, you can't choose. I mean, you can't pick the factors. The process is to release the mind, then whatever emotion happens next is natural. So the difference between the first and the second level, I mean, in the emotion, would be the disappearance of the factors. So it's not to choose the factor and drop. Yeah? Okay, release the mind according to the Anapanasati Sutta, step 12, releasing the mind. So you need to first calm the mind down, calm down certain mental fabrication, and until it becomes stable. And once it becomes stable, it's kind of like compressing a spring. When the mind is stable, it has some kind of potential energy. And once you think you're ready, it's calm enough, then you let go, make a wish to release it. Yeah. Temporarily. Temporarily don't so-called watch that. Yes, the mind will decompress. Yes. It's not to let the mind wander, it's to wish to let go. Not let go of the state of calm because you're always like watching, right? So there's a lot of, in a way, tension. In a way, tension. So when you say let go, it's like temporary decompress. Yeah.
So I do that as an adhitan, as an
Adhitan, yes, something like adhitan. It's a wish, aspiration. Yeah. Closer to aspiration. Okay, and
is it like relax? Like relax. Let go means relax.
Close to relaxing. When you let go, it's because when you make a wish, it's a bit like you temporarily divert away from that focusing. Yeah. So you make a wish, then you kind of stop the focusing for a short while. Then you observe the change in the emotion. Yes, we are not so-called focusing for that moment. We are not like how do you call it? For that moment, yes. Mm. Yes. Yeah. Yes, you can make an aspiration. Yeah. Mm. Okay, in the first level, it will have the vitaka vichara. Yeah, correct. But if you go to the second level, both will disappear. Yeah, naturally both will disappear. You can't choose. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Next question. Any question? It means you haven't calmed the mind down enough. And also, the main three ingredients that we've emphasized throughout the whole retreat is the right effort. Continuously generate the right thought. Either you think of wish the breath well and happy, or you think of impermanence. So the effort has to be there. Yeah, correct. Yeah. Yeah, you don't jump to Buddha and jump to something else. Because different meditation objects have different types of samadhi. Some meditation objects don't go to the first, second, third, fourth jhana. They directly jump to some other thing. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So either the three also.
Either the three, yes, either the three. So if let's say you determine to do one practice, then you stick to that one. Yeah. Okay, all right.
They believe this disturbs the calmness of the mind.
Yeah, this is a good point. A lot of people think that way. We emphasize on planting the seeds. I give the example of the non-disciples of the noble ones. If let's say they practice the jhanas, they pass away, they born in the Brahma worlds, they don't continue the right effort, then they reborn in the lower realm. So that is a metaphor, even here and now kind of sitting. We chase for nice experiences. Let's say a person put in just enough effort to enter a state of peace, and you just want to enjoy, and you don't want to continue plant the effort, the right thought. Very fast gone. You reap the fruits very fast finished. This thing we call. You cannot sustain. And a lot of people end up like this. Yeah. Then they'll tell you, oh, meditation is very refreshing. Recharges the mind. Wow, so refreshed. I wake up. Wow, okay. 1 hour later, very refreshing. Meditation, very good. So this will be happening to quite a lot of people actually. So please continue to label, generate right thought, generate wakefulness. Yeah, very important.
So when you release the mind already, can you change to impermanent, or you still maintain?
Okay, because today tonight we're doing the combination phase. So if it goes to the second level, if you are aware of the transiting of the state of mind, then you can continue to use the same impermanence. Yeah.
You can feel the change of feelings.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
You cannot continue with the same whatever.
Yeah, that's right. If you want to do the pure samatha first, followed by vipassana later. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? If not, we try out some hands-on tonight, and later on we have further questions. Okay, so we find the comfortable sitting posture. Make sure our back is upright, and the rest of the body relaxed. Okay, so the first thing we can do is to identify the area of attention where you want to feel the in and out breathing. So we call it breath body, the area of attention where you want to feel the in and out breathing. It can be below the nostril, one small area. It can be at the diaphragm. Let's say your nose has blockages, you're wearing a mask. You want to feel somewhere else, by all means, you can feel the rib cage. Anywhere, any part of the body where there is inhalation, exhalation, as long as there's some rhythm to follow. And you need to stick to that breath body once you have determined that spot, and we try not to jump around. Okay, once you have so-called determined your breath body, we are going to let our in and out breath be natural, no need to control. It's a reflex action. Let it inhale, exhale by itself. So this inhalation, exhalation can be done by anybody, non-practitioners. So what makes it Buddhistic is we need to add in right thought. Yeah, right thought. So for this phase, we are using loving kindness. Inhale, wish the breath well. Exhale, wish the breath happy. So we are no way fighting with the breath, no struggling, no coercing. make peace with the breath. So the sensations of the in and out breathing, we call this mindfulness of the body. The labels we use to wish the in and out breath well and happy is part of right thought, and the repetition is called right effort. Need to repeat. Once you stop labeling, the mind will drift off somewhere. Will cling to the next best stimuli. And because we are applying at least most of the Eightfold Path, that's the fourth noble truth actually. So it will reduce some craving. That's the third noble truth. So the symptoms or the indicator would be the mind should be calming down. If your mind gets more agitated, you get more frustrated, means something is wrong. So the calming has to be wakeful calming, not falling asleep. That also is calming, but not the calming we want. Sometimes posture helps. You keep upright, it will make you awake. Okay, then you can observe the mind settling down and see how far can the mind settle by wishing the in and out breath well and happy. Okay, so the routine that we're doing is non-visual. No need to see anything, no need to visualize. Total real-time evidence. Sensations of the in and out breathing. Okay, if the rate of settling down is very negligible, then this will be the indicator of a mind of non-anger or reduced anger. Anapanasati, mindfulness of mind states. And continue to wish the in and out breath well and happy. Keep planting the seed, keep rowing the boat. No matter how calm, how stormy, just keep rowing the boat. Okay, once it has reached this first stability point, the samatha stability point, no jhanas yet, that's still neutral state. Okay, so now we are going to add some insight, some wisdom. So we're now going to think of impermanence. So inhale, birth, exhale, death. You can use this or any word or phrase associated with impermanence. You can use rising, falling, change, anicca, birth, death. Just pick your favorite and keep repeating. So for those who are following, if any real detachment take place, then the indicator should be like surge of joy should arise. Doesn't have to be big. It's indicator of letting go. So this is the Vipassana route, triggering the so-called factors of awakening. Here's your mindfulness of the breath, investigating impermanence, and you keep pursuing impermanence, it will trigger this joy. No matter what happened, again, impermanence of the in and out breathing. Okay, so the joy will dissipate, the disappearance, we call it tranquility. And the more you think of impermanence, it will delve into a deeper sense of peace. And we call it the Vipassana related samadhi. Okay, and your challenge is to see how far can the mind settle down to your current maximum level. Okay, so this mind or mental energy or this craving fabrications will actually settle down to a certain spot. So we are not forcing the mind down. We are emphasizing on the right thought. However, the mind settles down, that's the byproduct. Okay, and if you cannot settle the mind further or you cannot feel the mind settling, then we use this as your new baseline. New baseline with some insight. So the emphasis now is to familiarize with this baseline emotion, emphasize on impermanence of the in and out breathing, and at the sidelines we take note of this emotion. So at this point of time, it should be quite bland, no happy or joyful emotion. Okay, keep rowing the boat, no matter how calm, impermanence. Okay, so we make sure we fulfill two criteria. First criteria, the mind has to be calmed down due to the right thoughts. Second criteria, we take note of the emotion at this so-called baseline level. So for this practice session, we may seem to go a bit fast. In your free time, you can do as long as you want. Okay, so whenever you think you are ready, you fulfill the two criteria, then you can make a wish to let go of this mind. You can release the mind just like releasing a balloon or releasing a string. And once you have released the mind, you observe any change in the emotion from the neutral baseline state. Okay, if you've done it successfully, the emotion should change to something more pleasant compared to the neutral state. So that's the indicator for the first level. So we're going to multitask. We observe this emotion and also label the in and out breath impermanence to reduce the clinging and craving. So this is learning not to be so attached at every level of concentration. Okay, so again, the mind should be able to settle down to this stability point again, even it's the first level of concentration. So we are going to familiarize ourselves with the first level of concentration. Emphasis is on impermanence of the breathing, and at the sidelines we take note of the emotion of this first level. And no matter how calm the mind, continue to row the boat. Impermanence of the breathing. Okay, so we make sure we have the two criteria. First criteria, the mind is calmed down due to the right thoughts. Second criteria, you've taken note of the emotion at this first level. So in theory, the first level has initial thinking, sustained thinking, joy, and happiness. So if you cannot differentiate them now, doesn't matter. You just take note of this emotion first. Okay, and again, whenever you think you are ready, then you can make a wish to let go of the first level. Just like letting go of a spring or letting go of a balloon. And without pushing or interfering, we just observe any change in the emotion. Okay, so the pleasant emotion becomes more distinct or feels stronger, then that will be the indicator for the second level, due to the disappearance of this background cluttering thoughts processes, and so it feels a bit more distinct. So now we are going to multitask again, take note of the emotion and impermanence of the in and out breathing for the mind to settle down. Okay, we find the mind quite settled down at the second level, and we can familiarize ourselves with this state of mind. Emphasis is on the impermanence of the in and out breathing, and at the sidelines we take note of the emotion. Okay, so we make sure we fulfill two criteria. First criteria, the mind needs to be calmed down due to the right thoughts. And the second criteria, we need to take note of the state of mind of the second level. So in theory, it has two factors, joy and happiness. So again, if you cannot differentiate them now, it doesn't matter. The main thing is you remember this emotion first. Okay, and the same thing, whenever you're ready, then you can make a wish to let go of the second level, just like releasing a spring or letting go of a balloon. And we observe any change in the emotion. Okay, if you experience a different pleasant emotion, that's due to the disappearance of joy. Huh? So now what's left is happiness. So we're going to multitask again, take note of this happiness and the impermanence of the breath for the mind to settle down. Okay, if we find the mind quite calm down, then we can familiarize ourselves in the third level. Emphasis is on the impermanence of the in and out breathing, and at the sidelines we take note of the emotion, especially this happiness. Okay, then we make sure we fulfill two criteria. That first criteria, the mind has to be calmed down due to the right thoughts. And the second criteria, we take a note of this emotion of the third level. So in theory, the third level has happiness and some equanimity, two factors. Okay, and the same thing, whenever you're ready, you have the two criteria, then you can make a wish to release the mind, just like releasing a spring or letting go of a balloon. And we observe any change in the emotion. Okay, if you experience this happiness disappear and you get this like refreshing or alert kind of experience, we call that equanimity. It's emotion of equanimity, indicator of the fourth level. So we're going to take note of this emotion and the same thing, impermanence of the in and out breathing for the mind to calm down. And if your mind is quite calmed down, then we can familiarize ourselves with the fourth level. Emphasis is on the impermanence of the breathing. And at the sidelines, we take note of this equanimity. Okay, so no matter how calm or how peaceful or how turbulent, keep on rowing the boat, keep on reflecting impermanence of the in and out breathing. Okay, so the same thing, make sure we fulfill two criteria. First criteria, the mind has been calmed down due to the impermanence and detachment, right thoughts. Second criteria, we need to take note of this factor of equanimity. And once you have the two criteria, this time round we make a wish to go back down to the third level. So we reverse. So as the mind descends, we observe any change in the emotion. Okay, so if the happiness emotion start to come in again, that's the indicator for the third level. So you can take note of this happiness and the impermanence of the breathing for the mind to settle down. Okay, if the mind is settled down, make sure we have two criteria. First criteria, the mind is calmed down due to impermanence of the breathing. Second criteria, we take note of the emotion, the state of mind of the third level. And once you have the two criteria, then we can make a wish to go back down to level 2. And as the mind descends, we just observe any change in the emotion. And if you start to experience different pleasant emotion, that's the reappearance of joy. So now it's a mixture of both joy and happiness. So again, we take note of the emotion as a package and the impermanence of the breathing for the mind to settle down. Okay, if your mind is quite settled down, make sure we fulfill the two criteria. You take note of the emotion on the second level, and then we can make a wish to go back down to the first level. And as the mind descends, we observe any change in the emotion. Okay, you find that joy and happiness start to get diluted, or you find the mind more clouded or more cluttering. That's the reappearance of this initial and sustained thinking, vitaka vichara, all jumbled in together. So we take note of this emotion as a package and the impermanence of the breathing for the mind to settle down. Okay, and if your mind is quite calmed down at the first level, make sure we fulfill two criteria. And the mind is calm, and we take note of the emotion. And once with the two criteria, we can make a wish to go back down to the baseline level. So as the mind descends, you observe any change in the emotion. And if you are down to the baseline level, no more happy or joyful emotions, then we can continue the impermanence of the in-out breathing for the mind to settle down. There will be still clinging, whichever state of mind you're in, even without concentration, clinging to this sensual sphere. Okay, so we can choose to stay in this impermanence and the in and out breathing, or you can change to other modes. You can widen your area of attention. You can switch to open awareness, or the Brahmaviharas, and we can formally end the session and gently open our eyes, but informally still can Be mindful of impermanence. Huh? Okay, so those who need to do stretching, you can do stretching. So you set for about an hour. Okay, any further questions? All can follow. Wow. Goose pimples would be usually goose pimple would be the. Do you feel joyful with the goose pimples? Okay. Yeah, this goose pimple and joy is the joy factor of the 7 factors of awakening. So it can occur at any state of concentration. Even let's say in the 4th level of concentration, let's say there's lots of clinging, lots of craving. If you think of impermanence and there's detachment, then the joy will occur. So this joy runs parallel with the jhana. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Something, these people, there's something that is something.
It's a fleeting thing. I would say it's a chain reaction. These 7 factors of awakening is a chain reaction. As long as you're mindful of impermanence, there's true detachment, then no, it will occur as a byproduct.
It's not like
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's meant to be for a while because it's supposed to evolve to tranquility. Yeah. Gone. Yeah. Yeah, correct. Once you crave and cling, then you need to restart the motion again. Huh? Yeah. Okay, yes, the question. Oh, okay, sure. Okay. Can. Okay. Okay, no problem, Sadhu. Okay. Okay. Okay, all right, Sadhu. Okay, we're about to end also. Timetable says 9:30. Huh? Okay. Okay. Anyone else? Any? Yep. Okay. There are two reasons. One is to let your distinguish the different levels, familiarize with different levels. So that's one reason. Second reason is if the mind has too much equanimity, a bit hard to detect impermanence of feelings, pleasant, unpleasant, neutral feelings. A bit harder. I won't say it's impossible. A bit harder. Yeah. So we come back to the base level. If you want to do it in the concentrated state, like all the while we're doing that, also a combination of impermanence of the breathing and even in the state of concentration. So it's 2 in 1. Yep. So regardless of state of mind, whether it's concentrated or not concentrated, mindful of impermanence. You choose to stay in the 4th jhana, like right now, if let's say you open your eyes, you come out, you're dissipating the energy. So earlier on, you're charging, you're storing the energy, so now you're using up the energy very fast to dissipate. So some people emphasize, okay, you must sit jhana for a few hours or how many hours for each level. Once you come out, everything gone, very fast gone. Yeah. So I don't really emphasize on not doing for too long. Yeah, it's a temporary boost only. Temporary boost. Yeah.
This means that one day means that you reach the quantity level, it's like the fourth level, you will not come down to the level that you stay too long and you just open your eyes and you might get a kind of like the shock.
Shock. What kind of shock?
I mean, is that the state of the peace.
Okay.
I mean, to get down to the level, you need to pull down.
Okay. This one depend on individuals' cognitive ability. Some people can get a very focused or absorbed. For example, even without concentration, some people do work, right? Normal day work, office work, or whatever work. You're too engrossed with what you're doing. Someone calls you, you cannot hear. Yeah, so that's not jhanic concentration. It's being focused. That's being engrossed. So same thing. Even if a person is in states of so-called jhanic concentration, they can be engrossed. It's their cognitive ability to be engrossed, and sometimes things you can get too like sucked in, and a person might feel like sudden. I wouldn't say confusion, a bit of not used when it change in state of mind.
Trying to rationalize.
Yeah. Some people may need that. Yeah, but it's all right to just open your eyes. Like all the while when we are doing the 4 Brahmaviharas, it's a sudden jump to the different levels also. Then you can just come out. So to me it's okay. Yeah. Just very fast, this thing will dissipate and you're back to the central realm. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, if you are more advanced, you're more familiar, especially if you really understand mind as moment to moment and not a solid mass moving from one point to another point, then yes. So that's if you're more advanced, yeah. It's more of, again, to understand the mind is moment to moment, is not a solid substance, it appears and disappears. Every moment is different. Yeah, so it's to understand that. Yeah. Any other questions? No? Okay, all want to sleep already? Okay, so yes, last one.
Motion.
Hmm.
And they will, is it the joy and happiness that this will be the same?
Okay, so if you wish the in and out breath well and happy, that gives the initial comfort. It's different from the jhanic joy and happiness. Different. Yeah.
Next experience will be the same.
Will it be the same? I would say every sitting would have different variation. The intensity will be different because our faculties are different all the time. Sometimes we're more distracted, sometimes we're calmer. So depends. Yeah. Yeah, but the factors are generally the same. You won't have like first level equanimity and then the second level or something else. The sequence, I mean, the factors are generally the same. Yeah.
It's just more calm.
Yep. More calm because of the equanimity. The third level has some equanimity. Yeah. So the higher you go, the less distraction. Like for example, the beginning may be affected by a lot of 5 hindrances. As you go higher, it gets lesser and lesser. Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? All right, no issues. Okay, then we end the session. Good night.